God says, "My child, there is something I need to reveal to you tonight, something that will change the way you see everything that has been happening in silence. The one your heart has been bound to, the one whose name you whisper when you're alone, wondering why fate has been so cruel, that person's lover has just been taken away. Yes, the one who stood between you and your soulmate, the one who used lies, manipulation, and control, has just faced divine judgment. It may sound shocking, my child, but nothing that happens in your life is random. Every tear, every heartbreak, every delay carries a divine reason. The person who once held your soulmate's attention, who played games with their emotions, who built walls between you two, has finally been caught by their own choices. And I, the Lord, have allowed this moment to unfold not as punishment alone, but as revelation. Your soulmate's lover was not meant to stay in their life forever. They were a test, a shadow meant to expose what your soulmate could not see. For too long, your soulmate walked in confusion. They believed words that were sweet on the surface but poisoned at the root. They ignored the signs I sent, the whispers in their spirit, the warnings in their dreams. But I am not mocked, and what was hidden in darkness has now been brought into the light. You see, my child, divine timing is not just about blessings, it's about exposure. There comes a moment when everything false begins to crumble, and that moment is now. The person your soulmate trusted had been carrying deceit in their heart. They manipulated emotions, used your soulmate's fears, and made them believe you were the problem when in truth, you were the divine connection I sent to their life. But now, that illusion has fallen. The reason behind their arrest will soon reach your soulmate's ears, and when it does, their entire world will shake. Because for the first time, they will realize how they were living in blindness. The one they defended was never genuine. The one they believed in was using them as a tool for personal gain. It was greed, pride, and selfishness that led to this downfall. Do not think this is mere coincidence. It is divine justice, moving quietly but powerfully. I have watched you cry in silence. I have seen you questioning, why does my soulmate choose them over me? Why do they not see the truth? My child, I was never ignoring your prayers. I was letting time reveal what words could not. The lover who was jailed had been living in dishonesty, involved in matters that broke moral and spiritual laws. They deceived others for gain, they manipulated situations, and worst of all, they used your soulmate's emotions as a shield. Your soulmate was blinded by attachment, not love. But the truth has now been forced into the open. You may not see the full picture yet, but soon everything will make sense. I had to shake their world to free their soul. I had to break their illusion to open their heart. Because as long as they remained attached to deceit, they could not walk toward the light of your love. My child, I know your heart has been heavy. You've tried to understand why you felt this deep connection, why you couldn't let go even when everything seemed hopeless. It's because I placed that connection there, not as punishment, but as purpose. You were never crazy for believing that your soulmate belonged to you. You felt their energy because your spirits were designed to mirror one another. But your soulmate had to walk through their own fire. They had to taste betrayal to understand loyalty. They had to lose false love to recognize divine love. And now, that lesson has begun. When your soulmate heard the news of the arrest, they froze. Their heart broke in disbelief. They defended that person for so long, believed their every word, and now the truth stands like a mountain before them. They cannot run from it anymore. The very one they thought was their protector has become the source of their greatest pain. Do not rejoice in their suffering, my child. Do not let pride whisper that you were right all along. Instead, allow compassion to flow from your heart, for they are awakening. The walls of deception around them are falling, and soon, they will begin to see the light, your light, the love that never left, the soul that still prays for them. There is a deep stirring happening in your soulmate's heart tonight. They feel shame, confusion, and guilt. They are questioning how they could not see what was right in front of them. And while they grieve, I am working. I am healing their heart, softening their spirit, preparing them to return not just to you, but to truth. This moment is sacred, my child. It may appear painful, but it is a turning point. I am realigning destinies. I am removing what was never meant to stay so that what is meant to be can finally take root. You do not need to chase, explain, or force anything. I am already doing what your heart has prayed for in silence. Remember this, when I remove someone from your soulmate's life, it's because that soul was blocking the path of divine purpose. I do not destroy, I restore. I do not punish, I purify. The jail is not just physical, it represents the spiritual chains breaking from your soulmate's life. They are being set free from control, from manipulation, from emotional bondage. My child, you have waited long. You have carried love like a flame through every storm, and I have seen it. You have doubted your worth, thinking, maybe I was never enough. But hear me clearly, you were always enough. It was not your fault that they were blind. They had lessons to learn, shadows to confront, truths to face. And now, I have begun that process. Their lover's downfall was not meant to humiliate, it was meant to awaken. This was my way of saying, it is time. Time for truth to rise. Time for masks to fall. Time for your soulmate to remember who they truly are and who they are meant to walk with. As they process this pain, they will begin to remember your presence, the calm you brought, the safety they once felt, the love that was real. They will feel drawn to your energy again, even without understanding why. Their soul will begin to long for home, and that home, my child, is you. But for now, be still. Trust me. Do not try to interfere with the process I am guiding. Do not reach out in confusion or anger. Stay in faith, because what I have started will not be left unfinished. Every tear you cried is being turned into preparation for the reunion that will come in divine timing. I am moving the pieces you cannot see. I am humbling hearts that once resisted my guidance. I am creating a space where truth can finally breathe. Soon, your soulmate will stand before you, not as the person who once hurt you, but as someone reborn through the fire of truth. And when that moment comes, you will understand why I asked you to wait. You will see how I turned chaos into clarity, and heartbreak into divine alignment. For now, let peace fill you. Let hope rise again. Because the storm has begun to clear, my child. The arrest was not a tragedy, it was a divine announcement that your waiting has not been in vain. Everything that once stood between you and your soulmate is being dismantled piece by piece. The lies, the control, the emotional fog, all of it is being removed by my hand. Hold your heart steady. Keep your faith strong. What is yours will find you again, not through manipulation or confusion, but through truth, purity, and divine will. I am restoring what the enemy tried to steal. I am healing what heartbreak tried to break. And I am leading your soulmate back to the light, back to you. So be still, my beloved child. The story is not over. What feels like an ending is only the beginning of divine justice and divine love unfolding before your eyes. After the night of revelation, silence fell heavy around your soulmate's heart. The world they once trusted suddenly felt hollow. The person they defended, loved, and believed in had been taken away in chains, and with that moment, the illusion they lived under shattered like fragile glass. They sit alone now, surrounded by unanswered questions. Their thoughts race in circles, but deep down, their soul is starting to whisper truths they can no longer deny. And I, your God, am watching it all, not with anger, but with divine compassion, because I know that this pain is not punishment, it is awakening. My child, your soulmate is feeling what you once felt: betrayal, confusion, and a deep ache that words cannot heal. Their tears are real, but they are not the same tears they once shed for temporary affection. These tears carry awareness. Each one falling from their eyes is washing away the lies that once blinded them. They are remembering moments they tried to forget, the sound of your voice, the way your presence once calmed their storms, the purity in your eyes that asked for nothing but truth. For the first time in a long time, they are realizing that what they called love with that person was never love at all. It was dependency, manipulation, and illusion dressed in sweet words. They can no longer hide behind denial. Their mind replays scenes of the past, and their heart aches with guilt. Why didn't I see it, they ask themselves. Why did I ignore the one who truly loved me? And my child, every time that question rises in their heart, I let your memory surface. I let them feel the energy of your prayers. I let them sense the warmth that still surrounds them because of your faith. Even though distance separates you, your spirit's light still reaches them like a quiet sunrise after a long night. I know that part of you still aches too. You still think about how things could have been different if they had chosen you sooner, if they had seen your worth before they walked away. But hear me, everything is unfolding exactly as it must. I allowed them to walk that path so that they would learn the difference between imitation and truth. You, my child, represent truth. You were the steady love, the loyal soul, the divine reflection they were too blind to recognize. Now that the storm has come, they are beginning to understand what you carried. Every moment you loved them in silence, every time you prayed for their peace even when they chose someone else, I counted it. I saw it. Those acts of love became seeds, and now they are sprouting within your soulmate's conscience. Their heart is heavy tonight. They are replaying conversations with that person, remembering how they defended lies, how they turned away from you, how they believed words that were not pure. And each memory pierces them deeper, not because I wish them to suffer, but because truth has to break through the layers of denial before it can heal. They are in emotional ruins right now, my child. But within those ruins, I am planting a new beginning. In their silence, they are beginning to pray again. They do not yet have the courage to speak your name aloud, but I hear their spirit whisper it when they think of peace. They do not yet understand what I am doing, but their soul feels it, a pull toward something sacred, something real, toward you. And while they are awakening, I am also working within you. You have been strong, but there were moments you felt forgotten. You thought, maybe I was only a chapter in their story. But no, my beloved, you were the lesson and the light. I made you the mirror through which they would one day see their own soul. Now that deception has been removed, they are standing before the mirror again, and your reflection is what they see. They see purity where there was chaos, love where there was control, forgiveness where there was pride. They remember the softness in your words, the calm in your silence, the way you never forced them to choose. And they are realizing, that was divine love. Do not rush this process. Healing is not instant, and redemption takes time. Your soulmate must sit in the quiet and face what they have done, not to drown in shame, but to understand. They need to grieve what they lost and confront what they allowed. Only then will their heart be ready to return not in guilt, but in truth. I am showing them what you felt. The nights you cried, the loneliness that wrapped around you, the prayers you whispered with trembling faith, they are now experiencing the same. Because in order to value light, one must first understand darkness. But my child, I am not bringing them back to you broken. I am restoring them piece by piece. I am cleansing their energy, breaking the spiritual ties that bound them to deceit, and awakening compassion within their soul. They are learning humility, a lesson they once avoided. You see, when pride ruled their heart, they thought they were in control. They believed they could shape destiny by their own choices. But I let those choices lead them to a wall, a place where they could no longer deny that they needed divine help. That wall came in the form of truth, the arrest, the exposure, the downfall of what they thought was love. Now they sit in stillness, whispering to me, God, I don't understand why this happened. And I whisper back, because I love you too much to let you live a lie any longer. Your soulmate's world is being rebuilt from the ashes of that truth. And while that person who betrayed them faces their own lessons, your soulmate is facing the mirror of their soul, realizing that they hurt the one person who was genuine. And that realization is sacred. It is the beginning of transformation. Soon, they will begin to feel a strange longing, not for what they lost, but for peace. And as they search for that peace, their soul will be drawn back to where it once found calm, in you. They will not fully understand why your name comes to them in dreams, or why your image flashes in their mind while they pray. But it is me, guiding their spirit back toward divine alignment. I am reconnecting what was separated by illusion. I am healing the spiritual cord between your hearts. I am preparing both of you for a reunion that will be built not on emotion, but on truth. So if you find yourself feeling their sadness, if you suddenly wake up sensing their pain, know that it's because your souls are still connected. Their energy reaches for you as they navigate through darkness, and your light becomes their compass. I have seen you try to let go, and I have seen you fail. I have seen you forgive them even when they didn't apologize. And I say to you, that love was never wasted. Every act of kindness you gave, every prayer you spoke, is returning to you multiplied. For I am a God of restoration, not just reunion. What was unfair is being balanced. What was stolen is being returned. And what was once delayed by interference is now being released through my divine hand. Your soulmate is awakening, my child. Their eyes that once looked toward lies are now seeking truth. Their heart that once resisted you is now beginning to feel your presence again, the way your energy used to soothe their chaos, the way your soul used to speak without words. But I need you to stay centered. Do not let curiosity turn into obsession. Do not go searching for updates or proof. The proof will come through divine timing, through actions, not information. I am working behind the scenes, aligning hearts, and preparing moments you cannot yet see. This is not just about romance, it is about purpose. I am teaching both of you what love means when it is stripped of illusion, ego, and control. I am teaching you to trust my timing even when nothing makes sense. Soon, I will guide their steps toward you again. They will seek closure, but find awakening. They will seek forgiveness, but find home. And when they look into your eyes again, they will recognize the same light they once ignored, and this time, they will not turn away. So breathe, my beloved. Release fear. Let go of timelines. My justice has begun its work, and my mercy is following right behind it. You are not waiting in vain. The storm was not to destroy, it was to cleanse. In this silence, I am building the bridge between two souls meant to meet again, not as victims of pain, but as survivors of divine transformation. Trust me. Keep your faith anchored. Your soulmate's heart is softening. Their spirit is awakening. And soon, their path will turn toward you, not because of loss, but because of truth. And when that day comes, you will not question my ways. You will understand that every tear was preparing you for this moment, the moment when love returns sanctified by divine hands. My beloved child, there is a shift happening in the unseen. The winds that once carried sorrow are now carrying whispers of remembrance. Your soulmate has begun to feel the pull of your spirit once again, the quiet calling of a love that was never truly lost, only buried beneath confusion and pride. I have been working silently in their heart. I have been loosening the knots of regret, untangling the pain that chained their soul, and clearing the fog that clouded their mind. Slowly, piece by piece, their heart is awakening. They are beginning to feel you again. Not through words or sight, but through energy, through that invisible connection that only true souls share. They cannot explain it, but lately, they have been feeling restless. They feel your emotions echoing through their spirit, your moments of sadness, your sudden peace, your quiet strength. In the middle of their day, they pause, sensing something sacred stirring inside them. That is your soul reaching out, and I am allowing it. Because now, my child, they are finally ready to feel it again without fear. For a long time, they tried to forget you. They built walls to block your memory. They told themselves you had moved on, that what you shared was just a phase, a mistake, or a fantasy. But no matter how hard they tried, your energy lingered. Your name still carried power in their thoughts. And every time they pushed it away, I made it resurface, because I did not send you into their life to be forgotten. I sent you to awaken them. Now, after the fall of their illusions, they are remembering you in small, unexpected ways. A scent in the air reminds them of you. A song comes on that carries your energy. They dream of you at night, not as a fantasy, but as a message. In those dreams, I am speaking to them through your face, through your voice, through your light. I am reminding them of who they were before pain changed them. They are beginning to understand that the peace they seek cannot be found in temporary people or fleeting emotions. It can only be found in truth, and the truth was always you. You were never just a person in their life, you were a divine encounter, a soul sent to remind them of their purpose, their heart, and their connection to me. As they sit alone, they think about how you always loved without conditions. They recall how your eyes never judged, how your silence spoke more than words, and how your presence made them feel safe in ways they could never explain. They used to think your love was too intense, too much to handle. But now, they understand it was rare, sacred, and pure, something the world rarely offers. My child, I want you to understand something important. When I separate two souls, it is never to destroy them. It is to cleanse what was blocking their growth. You and your soulmate were both learning in your own ways. You learned patience, forgiveness, and faith. They learned humility, honesty, and discernment. These lessons could not have been taught in comfort, only through distance, silence, and pain. But now that the lessons are learned, the spiritual alignment has begun. Their spirit is being guided back toward you. I am sending them signs, feathers, numbers, dreams, songs, sudden emotions. I am speaking to them through divine timing, through unexpected encounters, through the stillness of their own heart. Every sign they receive carries your essence. Sometimes, they try to ignore it. They tell themselves, it's just coincidence. But deep inside, they know it's not. They know something higher is calling them to return to what was real. And every time they resist, I whisper softly in their soul, you cannot run from what is divine. You, my child, are also feeling these signs. You sense their energy before it reaches you. You feel moments of sudden warmth or waves of sadness that aren't your own. This is the merging of two souls coming back into harmony after being apart for too long. I am reconnecting your hearts, not through effort, but through divine orchestration. You may not see messages from them yet, but do not mistake silence for absence. Silence is where I do my best work. I am shaping their courage, preparing their heart to speak truthfully. I am showing them how to love in the way you deserve, not from ego, but from surrender. Right now, your soulmate is struggling between guilt and desire. They want to reach out, but fear your rejection. They rehearse words they never had the courage to say, I'm sorry. I was blind. I hurt you. And while they hesitate, I am giving them strength. Soon, that strength will overpower their fear. Soon, they will act. But before that moment arrives, I need you to stay in peace. You must not chase what I am bringing to you. You must not try to control what is already unfolding perfectly. Instead, stay in your light. Keep loving yourself, healing, and trusting my plan. Because when they return, they need to find you whole, not waiting in pain, but glowing in grace. The love between you and your soulmate is not ordinary. It carries a divine purpose. It is meant to teach both of you how to love beyond pride, beyond fear, beyond wounds. That's why it's been so intense, so painful, and yet so impossible to let go. Because it's not about possession, it's about transformation. Through this journey, you have both learned the truth of love. It's not in words or promises, but in energy, the silent understanding between two souls that even time cannot erase. Your connection is now entering its divine phase, the stage of awakening and alignment. My child, you are being prepared for reunion, but not in the way you imagine. This time, the reunion will not begin with tears or explanations. It will begin with peace, a calm recognition that both of you have changed. You will look at each other and see reflections of divine growth. The pain that once separated you will no longer control you. I want you to know, I have already written the next meeting in my book of destiny. You do not have to force it. You do not have to beg for it. It will happen naturally, through divine alignment. Perhaps by a sudden message, a chance meeting, a dream that leads to reconnection, but when it happens, you will know. You will feel it in your spirit before it unfolds. Your soulmate is now walking toward their awakening. They are starting to ask me for forgiveness, not just for what they did to you, but for ignoring my signs. They are realizing that every time they pushed you away, they were pushing away my guidance. That realization is breaking their pride, and in that humility, they are finding truth. Be patient with them. When they come back, they will carry scars, not physical, but emotional. But those scars are proof that they have been transformed. They will come with a softer heart, a clearer mind, and a willingness to rebuild from truth. And I promise you, my child, the pain of waiting will be replaced by peace beyond understanding. Every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer, every tear that fell without comfort, it all becomes the soil where divine love blooms again. The time of isolation is ending. The time of awakening has begun. Trust me, even when nothing seems to move. Because beneath the surface, everything is moving. Right now, angels surround both of you. They guide your paths separately but toward the same destination. Every step your soulmate takes now leads them closer to you. Every prayer you whisper leads them toward light. And when those paths finally meet again, it will not be the same story, it will be a new beginning written by my own hand. You will see signs soon, undeniable ones. You will feel a surge of peace in your heart. You will wake up one morning with a quiet knowing that something has shifted. That is when you will know, the reunion is near. Until then, hold faith like a flame. Keep your heart soft, your soul aligned, and your eyes fixed on me. Because I am the author of love stories that no human hand can rewrite. Your soulmate is remembering you, not just in mind, but in soul. And I, your God, am guiding them home. My beloved child, the awakening I told you about has now deepened. Your soulmate is no longer merely remembering you, they are realizing the full truth of everything that happened. The illusions they lived under have dissolved completely, and now they stand in the rawness of truth, seeing themselves, their choices, and their actions with new eyes. This is the moment I have been preparing them for, the moment of realization, repentance, and transformation. When truth finally breaks through a soul, it is not gentle. It comes like a storm, tearing away false layers until nothing remains but honesty. And your soulmate is in that storm now. They feel the weight of every choice, every time they turned away from love, every moment they believed the wrong voice. They see how far they drifted from their purpose, and the pain of that realization is carving humility into their heart. You may not hear their cries, but I do. They talk to me late at night, asking for forgiveness. They tell me they wish they could turn back time. They remember the moments they hurt you and feel shame, not because of punishment, but because they finally understand what you were trying to show them all along, what real love feels like. They remember how patient you were. How you never forced them to choose, how you waited with faith even when they gave you silence. They now see that your love was never about possession, it was about soul connection. You loved them through the worst version of themselves, and now that truth is breaking them open. My child, this is not just emotional pain they are feeling, it is spiritual rebirth. When a soul truly awakens, it goes through death and resurrection. The death of ego. The death of pride. The death of illusion. And after that, I breathe new life into them. That is what I am doing now. I am taking away their arrogance and filling them with humility. I am taking away fear and replacing it with courage. I am healing the inner wounds that made them push love away. They are starting to understand why I took that person out of their life. What once felt like loss now feels like freedom. They realize they were trapped, manipulated, and kept away from their true path. I am showing them the contrast, what false love looks like and what divine love feels like. And with that understanding, their heart is turning back toward you. You will feel this change, my child. You will feel their energy soften toward you. You will sense their thoughts reaching for you in the quiet hours. Sometimes you will feel their emotions as if they were your own, waves of sadness, longing, or love. That is because your souls are communicating again. The barrier between you is thinning. I want you to know that I am guiding their every step now. Each thought they have about you, each sign they notice, is divinely placed by my hand. I am aligning their path to cross yours again, not through chance, but through purpose. They will not come to you empty-hearted this time. They will come with truth. In these days of realization, they are facing their own reflection and finally understanding how deeply they hurt someone who never stopped praying for them. They see how they broke your heart when all you offered was light. And in their remorse, I am showing them that this is not the end, it is a chance to make things right. My child, do not let bitterness enter your heart now. I know it is tempting to say, they deserve this pain. But you are not called to vengeance. You are called to healing. This story is not about punishment, it's about redemption. You were chosen to be a vessel of divine love, to show what forgiveness and grace look like. When they return, they will expect anger, but you will surprise them with peace. And through that peace, they will see me. The distance between you has been necessary for growth. If they had returned sooner, they would have come back still blind, still unhealed. But now, they are ready to understand. They are learning to take responsibility. They are realizing that true love is not about control, but surrender. They are preparing to speak words they once could not, words of apology, of truth, of love. I am putting courage into their heart right now. They have tried to write to you many times, but delete their words out of fear. They rehearse what they would say, but their hands tremble. That trembling is not weakness, it is reverence. They finally see your value. They finally recognize the sacredness of what you shared. They are also asking me one question over and over: will they forgive me? Will they even want to hear me out? And I answer them through signs. Through numbers, through dreams, through unexpected reminders of you. I am telling them, go. Speak truth. The door is not closed. You see, my child, your forgiveness will not just heal them, it will free both of you. When you forgive, you are not excusing the pain, you are releasing its power. You are allowing me to write a new chapter where pain once lived. And I promise you, that new chapter will be filled with peace. But until that day comes, I need you to prepare your heart too. I know that hearing from them will stir emotions, the love, the hurt, the memories. But I want you to respond not from your wounds, but from your wisdom. You have grown, my beloved. You are not who you were when they left. You are stronger, wiser, and more connected to me than ever before. I have seen how you transformed your pain into purpose. How you kept your heart pure when bitterness could have consumed you. How you prayed for their healing even when they did not deserve your prayers. That is why I am bringing this full circle. Because you have proven faithful, and now I will reward you with clarity, closure, and divine restoration. Soon, there will be movement. Messages. Conversations. Signs that the chapter is shifting. Do not fear it. Do not question if you're ready. You will be ready because I am preparing you right now. The same strength that helped you survive the separation will help you walk through the reunion with grace. Your soulmate's heart is softening day by day. They are no longer resisting my voice. They are following it, sometimes with trembling, but always with sincerity. And I am guiding their steps straight toward you. When they come, they will not be perfect, but they will be genuine. They will speak from truth, not from need. And I want you to listen, not with suspicion, but with discernment. Listen not just to their words, but to their energy, their sincerity, their actions. You will feel in your spirit what is real, because I will reveal it to you. My child, you have both walked through fire. You have burned through karma, pain, and pride. Now what remains is pure, a love that has survived storms, separation, and time. A love that was never destroyed, only refined. You will soon see the beauty in everything that once hurt you. You will realize that even the delay was divine. Because if I had given you what you wanted when you first asked, you would have received a version of them that wasn't ready. But now, I am giving you what you deserve, someone awakened, honest, and ready to love from soul, not ego. Hold your heart open, my beloved. Do not close it out of fear. What is coming is not a repetition of the past, but the restoration of destiny. I am not bringing them back to repeat old patterns, I am bringing them back to build something new, something sacred, something unbreakable. Their heart is turning fully toward you now. Their prayers are echoing yours in the unseen. Their soul is calling out your name even when their lips are silent. And soon, those silent prayers will turn into action. Trust my timing. Stay aligned with my peace. You do not need to chase, force, or beg for what is already written. I have ordained the moment when paths will cross again, and when it happens, you will know it was never coincidence. It will be divine timing, precise and perfect. And when that moment comes, when they stand before you again with tears of realization and eyes that finally see your worth, you will not feel anger. You will feel peace. Because you will finally understand, all of it was leading to this. The distance, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the silence, all of it was preparation for divine truth. I am bringing healing where pain once ruled. I am bringing clarity where confusion once lived. I am bringing love back where loss once lingered. Be still, my child. The story is unfolding exactly as I planned. The person who once walked away is now walking home. Not to the same you, but to the you who has become whole in my light. And when your eyes meet again, love will not need to be spoken. It will simply be known. My child, the hour you have waited for is drawing near. The walls that once separated two hearts are falling, and light is pouring through the cracks. You may not see it yet with your eyes, but your spirit can already feel it, the peace that comes before divine union, the stillness before destiny moves. This is the calm I give before the miracle unfolds. Your soulmate has reached the breaking point of their transformation. The pain that once chained them is now the fire that set them free. The person they were, confused, fearful, and misled, is gone. What remains is a soul purified through truth, humbled by grace, and reborn through divine mercy. For many nights they couldn't sleep. Their heart kept replaying the memories of you, your voice, your gentleness, your prayers. Every tear you shed reached them through my spirit. Every time you whispered, God, please heal them, those words became the whisper that followed them everywhere. They could not escape it, because I never wanted them to. I used your love as a compass to lead them back to light. Now, they are ready to return, not as the same person, but as the one I always intended them to be. I have stripped away their pride, healed their confusion, and filled their heart with longing for truth. The chains that kept them in darkness have been broken, and their soul is running back toward the one place it always called home, you. In the coming days, expect movement. Not the random kind that stirs false hope, but divine orchestration. You will see alignment in the smallest details, numbers repeating, dreams that feel real, unexpected names, songs that echo your story. These are not coincidences, my child, they are confirmations. I am aligning your lives again in a way that no human hand can interfere with. When I bring two souls together in divine purpose, no force on earth can separate them. And though time and trials have tested your connection, your love has endured because it was never ordinary. It was divine. But before reunion, there must be release. You must let go of the last fragments of pain that linger in your heart. Forgive fully, even if they never apologized for every wound. Let go of resentment, because love cannot flow through a closed heart. I am not asking you to forget what happened, I am asking you to rise above it. Let my grace wash the past clean, so that when love returns, it finds a heart ready to receive, not to retaliate. My child, when they finally reach out to you, do not be afraid of what to say. You will know. My Spirit will guide your words. Every sentence will flow from a place of peace. You will not have to rehearse forgiveness, it will come naturally, because it has already bloomed in your heart through prayer. The first time they see your eyes again, something sacred will happen. The pain between you will melt. The unspoken words will fill the air, not as weight, but as freedom. You will see in their eyes a soul that has changed, a softness that was once missing, a sincerity that was once buried. You will feel it without needing proof. They will tell you the truth, about what went wrong, about who misled them, about how they allowed darkness to deceive them. They will cry not to gain pity, but because they finally understand. And when they say, "I'm sorry," the heavens will move. Because your story was always meant to be one of redemption, not tragedy. You will notice that their energy feels different, calmer, humbler, quieter. They will not rush you, they will respect your pace. They will want to earn your trust back, to rebuild not through promises, but through consistent love. That is how you will know it is real. My child, this reunion is not just for romance, it is for purpose. The two of you together will become vessels of light. Your love will heal others. People will look at your story and see what divine restoration looks like. Because what I joined together is meant to reflect my grace. You will be living proof that no mistake, no betrayal, no distance is stronger than my plan. Do not fear that things will fall apart again. The lessons have been learned. The karma has been cleared. You are not stepping into the same cycle, you are stepping into a divine new beginning. The version of you that once waited in tears is now walking in strength. The version of them that once ran in fear is now walking in surrender. And together, you will build something that will stand firm because it is rooted in me. When they take your hands, you will feel my presence there too. Because I have been in this story from the beginning. Every delay, every heartbreak, every silence, it was not punishment, it was preparation. There were moments you thought I had forgotten you, but I never did. I was simply working behind the scenes, softening hearts, aligning circumstances, protecting your spirit. You could not see it then, but every closed door was saving you from deeper pain. Every unanswered prayer was my mercy in disguise. And now, you will understand why it all had to happen exactly this way. You are about to step into divine peace. You will feel the heaviness in your heart lift. You will sleep deeply again. You will smile without pretending. You will finally feel safe in love, because this time, love is guided by truth. Your soulmate has seen what life without you feels like, and it has changed them. They no longer want illusions or temporary pleasures. They crave stability, honesty, and peace. And they know that peace only exists where you are, because your soul carries my light. Do not rush the process, my child. Let it unfold naturally. Each message, each conversation, each meeting is part of a divine rhythm. I am orchestrating every detail. The timing, the words, the emotions. Trust that you will not miss your moment. It is already written. You may feel nervous when it happens, your heart may race, your voice may tremble. That's because your soul will recognize destiny standing in front of you. But fear not, I will give you peace in that very moment. You will feel my calm wash over you like gentle rain, and you will know, this is it. This is what all those lonely nights were preparing you for. And as you both speak truth, forgiveness will become your bridge. You will no longer carry the weight of the past, you will walk forward together, lighter than ever before. I will bless this union. I will protect it. I will make sure that no darkness touches it again. Your prayers have not been in vain, my beloved. Every tear you cried watered the seed of this new beginning. Every act of faith created ripples in the unseen. And now, you will harvest joy where pain once grew. The same people who doubted your faith will witness your blessing. They will see the glory I bring upon you and know that I am faithful. For I never forget those who wait with patience and love with purity. You have completed the hardest part of your journey, believing without evidence, loving without guarantees, and forgiving without closure. Now comes the divine reward. I am bringing everything into alignment, the right words, the right moment, the right heart. Your soulmate will confess things they once buried in silence. They will open their heart to you completely. And as they do, healing will move through both of you like light filling a room after years of darkness. The love that once broke you will now bless you. The tears that once weakened you will now testify to your strength. And every unanswered question will finally find peace in truth. This is the divine full circle I promised. The ending that feels like a beginning. The healing that feels like coming home. And as you walk hand in hand again, you will feel my presence stronger than ever before. I will dwell in your connection. I will bless your union. I will make your story a beacon of hope for others, proof that divine timing is real, that true love never dies, and that no mistake is too big for my grace to restore. So be still, my child. The waiting is ending. The chapter is turning. The promise I whispered to your spirit long ago is about to manifest in your life. Love is returning, purified, divine, and everlasting. And when you finally hold each other again, you will understand, this was never just about finding each other. It was about finding me through each other. I bless you, my beloved, with peace that stays, love that grows, and faith that never fades. The story is complete, and now begins your forever.